I think you've probably already seen an effect. I think the most important thing for all of us, it's about the players, and their response to it has been massively positive. I think they're buzzing. I think you hear a couple of years ago, obviously when Bristol moved into theirs, you felt like it really helped them. It gave them an advantage on the field. We're hoping exactly the same. Obviously the last few seasons we've been training at Broad Street. I think the biggest positive we can say about the new training facility, everything inside's amazing, but for players, quite often the pitches are key. And having said that, the last few years, last couple of seasons, we've got to 2 finals, haven't we, in the last 5 seasons at Broad Street. But last year we spent a lot of time trying to go to different facilities, different pitches. We were travelling an hour away to go to different pitches in Leicester. And when you're going on those surfaces as well, there's risks of injuries, everything like that. So it's been absolutely critical from the outset. Definitely my focus as a coach has probably been the pitch side. Boys are delighted with the way that is. It's an outstanding facility inside as well, including Jack Willis sauna. I don't know how he managed to get it named after him, but never mind. But yeah, it's look, just to seeing the smile on the boys' faces as they came in had a really positive effect from the outset. And as we're all saying now, we've got no excuses. There's nothing. We've got that facility and here at the stadium, okay, deserves success. We knew a long time ago Cosy was going to leave at some point. He obviously went back to Ireland last year, probably came a year earlier than we thought, but we've had it in for a long time. Ebbs is going to come in there. Ebbs is a great coach. But what I'm 100% sure about, he'll get the best out of the players. The players believe in him, but he's got this unbelievable way about him that the players will go out and die for him on the field. He's got a great connection. But it's not just that, he's heavily detailed as a coach, and he's someone for a long time that we wanted to gear into this role. So that's been in place for a few years now. So really excited to see how that'll go forward. And then obviously with Evs leaving to that role, it opened up a role in the transition and skills. And I knew Ed for a while. I've known him for quite a bit. I first met him a few years ago when he was at Rotherham. Spoke to him there, watched his career through the Championship. Wasn't surprised when Eddie picked him up to go into the England squad. So he came in, and then we had the Glees. So we all knew rumours around January, but the RFU never got in touch with us. And we only finally knew Glees had actually been offered a role probably 4 or 5 weeks into the off season. So we're well played, but we did know there was talks ongoing. So firstly, whenever you get something like that, I think it's always, go and get the best attack coach, go and get the best D coach, go and get the best skills forwards. But actually sometimes the most important thing is the balance of the whole coaching team, and I think we're all aware. I'm heavily grateful and thankful to Steve and Derek for backing this decision, because one thing we definitely thought we needed was experience. That was the number one. Before we went and got, obviously we wanted an attack coach, but we wanted experience. And when I knew Mitch was available, I went down immediately and met him. Spoke to him several times on the phone. And then, obviously, like I just said, really grateful to Steve and Derek for backing that decision and completing the setup. So, yeah, it's going well. It's going well. We're obviously, there's quite a few people who had knocks coming into the off-season, so we're finally getting a majority of the guys back. Obviously, further down the line, we're probably looking at Christmas time for your Joe Launcherys, your Jack Willises. Obviously, just after Christmas for Paolo Adogwe, Ryan Mills will be in and around the Joe Launchery, Jack Willis. So there's some key long-termers out there for a little bit, but it'll give us a massive boost when we get to that time. But outside of those guys, we're not a million miles off full strength. There's a lot of guys, if they're not returned, they're very close. It's been a good pre-season. Some new faces coming in, obviously 3 new shifts within the coaching setup as well. But it's been a really enjoyable time. We obviously spent the first 3 weeks at Warwick School, which was really good. Unbelievable facility down there. And so we had 3 good weeks there. We had 1 week camp, then we had a week off, and then we've obviously just gone to our new home as well. So it's been a great start. I'm really looking forward to the games coming now. I've been really happy with the 3 guys making a step up from the Championship. As we thought before, that they'd comfortably make that step, and they've shown it so far. I think people are going to be shocked at how good those guys are and how much they'll add to our squad. And then you've got some obviously senior guys that have been there and done it before. Francois coming from Worcester, I think he's added a lot to us around there, and he's driving the competition. I think it's the best I've seen Will Porter training by far. I'm really excited to what it brings there, but it's just that added competition in that 9 jersey is going to actually push the younger guys on. I think Francois is good for all those 9s. Then if we look, Ali Crosdale obviously made the step from Saracens, come in, had an unbelievable session yesterday, as quick as they come. So we're excited to see what that brings. Vi, obviously come in, watched him a lot. Vi, watched him several times over the years. I think when he first came on the scene, I think everyone knew a lot about him. For us, it's about using him in a certain way that gets the best out of him. I think he can be pretty devastating towards the edges, and that's where we want to see him. We might see a couple of less carries with him being out there rather than being in the middle of the field, but we believe we've got a guy that will be up there with one of the very best in the world on those edges, and that's where we're trying to use him as much as possible. Yeah, Stookie, come in, great character, added to us on and off the field, I think, but it's his leadership on the field. Probably the one thing, we knew we'd got a really good character, we knew we got a really good Premiership player, but it's his leadership on the field. I've been really impressed with how he's led a lot of the forward pack stuff during the pre-season, so looking forward to seeing where that goes. Yeah, and Peter's obviously come from Scarlet's, been really pleased with him. Obviously just getting the last couple of weeks getting to live scrums, which is where he wants to go, which is the thing he gets most excited about. So I'm sure in the next few weeks we'll see more and more of him. I'm looking forward to seeing him in the games. Oh, massive. Especially when you're bringing new guys in, you've got new staff. That side of the Bishop week was key. To spend for the staff 6 days, but for the players 5 days together was massive for us moving forward. I learnt a lot more about the players, and I'm sure they learnt a lot more about each other. I think they're the key. That's the key. It's probably the thing everyone's missed, whether it's rugby, outside of rugby, for everyone. Has missed that social side and being able to do things and get away from rugby. So it's been great. We've had quite a few events recently that we've done together. So look, it's those little small percentages that make a difference in the end, that tightness of a team. And you'll generally find teams that are generally winning things are the teams that are tightest. It's that thrill of waking up on a game day, and that's just as a coach, never mind as a player. Miles more for a player, but just that thrill of waking up to a game day, being excited. You miss it when you've gone through a long, hard season like that. You're looking forward to a break, but within a couple of weeks of the break, you're wanting to get back and going again. It's a unique buzz. Yeah, it was a bit of a tease, wasn't it? At the end of the season, we battled so hard without supporters, then they start coming back, and then the season ends. So I think everyone's excited. I think the players, whenever you just stood in the ground and you've seen supporters around, when you arrive at grounds and there's supporters, there's just a special feeling, and it makes the game even more special. So we're all excited about it, especially the players. They can't wait. We played loud music into training sessions, crowd noise. Because actually there was quite a few teams that played the week before with crowds in, so we were ahead of everyone. We listened to what people said coming from those games and how it was difficult to pick up communication amongst the boys. So we prepared ourselves for that. I think we'll. I don't think we'll have to prepare for it. I think we'll be. The boys have played plenty of games in front of crowds, so it's not something we'll have to prepare for. I think everyone's just excited to have everyone back. We'd missed it. Like I said, at the end of the year, it was a bit of a tease to have supporters in here. it drives a team. It does give us more energy as a team, 100%. I think everyone's just really excited to have all the supporters back in the crowd. And I think we just got that little tease with a little crowd here. Hopefully we can start building that, and the way for us to start building it is to obviously win as well and get off to a winning start, so that's vital to us. But just excited to see full crowds back in here at the arena.